For most of us, this is the closest we'll ever come to prison life. As for those inside, well, it's often the case of out of sight, out of mind. But for the volunteers and supporters of Kairos Prison Ministry, seeing the lives of inmates turned around is a mission that is reaping rewards in the Australian prison system.
It seems to have a relaxing or a softening effect on the inmates that participate in it. They have a safe haven for the time that they're participating, as well as for the ongoing journey program, and that of course has to spill out into the correctional centre because they have a different way of relating to people. The ongoing journey program continues that quietening effect on those inmates that participate, and as more and more inmates participate in Kairos, there's more inmates who have got that different attitude or a different way of dealing with what's going on in their lives.
For those who find themselves caught in a cycle of crime, breaking into a new life is sometimes a hopeless thought. That's where Kairos comes in.
Kairos runs 3.5-day short courses inside prisons. We try to run 2 of these each year at each institution. In Kairos, we see the work that we do with the inmates will assist the community in the longer term, hopefully by reducing the rate of recidivism and making those people more productive citizens when they come out.
I think it's effective because it leads to changed lives, a sense of forgiveness of themselves, a sense of forgiveness towards other people, and they've got a greater chance of reintegrating into the community as individuals who are more whole.
I think we have got a large number of inmates doing a positive program together. There is probably a little bit less violence, less offences happening within the jail, and many of those inmates that have done Kairos end up participating in a lot more other positive life-changing courses offered by the department itself. So it motivates people to get together and to do more about addressing their offending behaviour.
As well as operating in male prisons around the country, Kairos is also involved with female inmates, and the response is just as positive.
I changed my whole outlook in life, changed my perspective in life, and when I came out, I continued to bring that with me. I've now taken it to my church.
One of the most incredible things is that you actually do see a physical change in these women. They come in quite shy with their heads down. They speak very softly to you. They wouldn't ask for anything. Some of them will wear caps, hats, beanies. I've seen one with a beanie pulled right down to her eyes, and by the end of it she's been smiling, no hat. They're confident, they talk to you, they're enjoying themselves, and they laugh for often the first time in a long while, but it's a physical change that you actually see in their face.
Kairos is not just a helping hand for adult inmates. Kairos Torch seeks to help turn around the lives of juvenile offenders, while Kairos Outside supports the families, partners and friends of those serving time.
We also try and give the ladies an understanding of why their friend on the inside has changed, and they notice this change but they can't understand why. So the weekend away that we give them free of charge is a way of showing them what the person on the inside has experienced and why they've changed. And hopefully when that person gets out of prison, they'll come back to a much more loving and welcoming home environment, which will assist them in not repeating their problems and ending up back in jail.
You know, these are people who have been, come from broken homes. Like for women in particular, really high percentages of them, like probably 70 or 80%, have experienced sexual abuse as children, have experienced sexual abuse as adults, come from violent backgrounds. And so the Kairos and the lack of judgment, the suspension of judgment, whilst the people obviously know that they're in jail and know that they're criminals, and the fact that they still have regard for them, I think, makes them realise that they're not beyond redemption.
Despite its success internationally and in Australia, the Kairos mission is still as simple as it was 30 years ago: to lend a listening ear and to share the values of the Christian faith to people serving time in prison. After all, turning from a life of crime is simply a choice, and Kairos Prison Ministry exists to help offenders begin making the right choice.